Welcome back, class, to another episode of Chaos Films Teaches. Today we're going to talk about math, and we're going to go ahead and dive into applied math and talk about a concept called overtime pay. Now, what if we have a job where we work past the number of regular work hours in a week, right? We work more than 40 hours, or maybe we worked holidays. Do we get paid extra for that? The answer is in most places, yes. We get something called overtime pay. Now, overtime pay gets calculated a little bit differently than your straight time pay. You would calculate your straight time pay first, but then you would need to calculate your overtime pay. And the way that we calculate overtime pay is by using the overtime pay equation. And the equation is overtime pay is equal to your hourly rate, right? How much do you make per hour, times your overtime rate, times your overtime hours worked. Overtime hours. Okay? So you need to know three things. You need to know what is your hourly rate? How much do you get paid per hour? You need to know what is your overtime rate, right? And by overtime rate, I mean, do you get time and a half? If you get time and a half, that means that your overtime rate is 1.5. If you get double time, double means 2. So double time means 2, right? So what is your hourly rate? How much do you make per hour? What is your overtime rate? Is it time and a half, which is 1.5, or is it double time, which is 2? And how many overtime hours did you work? Now, it's not your total hours, it's just your overtime hours, right? So let's go ahead and look at an example. Let's say that we have a job where we get $9 per hour. Okay, $9 per hour. And we get paid overtime at time and a half. And this week I put in 6 overtime hours. Okay? What we want to know is, what is our overtime pay? What is our overtime pay? So, the way that we would calculate this is, according to my equation, we would take our hourly rate, which is 9, and we would multiply it times our overtime rate. Now, we get paid time and a half, right? Time and a half, which is 1.5. And we worked 6 hours of overtime, so times 6. And if I multiply these three together, that will tell me what my overtime pay is. So go ahead and multiply those out. And if you multiply them out, you should get $81. $81, which means that our overtime pay is $81 of overtime pay. Cool. Awesome. So again, it's not a complicated concept. In fact, it's very simple. It's just a matter of understanding what the equation is and what are those three things that we need to know, right? What is our hourly rate? How much do we make per hour? What is our overtime rate? Is it time and a half or is it double time? And how many overtime hours did I work? So let's go ahead and look at one more. So let's say we have a job where we make $12 per hour. $12 per hour. I get double time at this job. Double time. Okay. And this week I worked 12 overtime hours. What I want to know is, how much overtime pay am I going to get, right? Well, let's figure that out. So according to my equation, I need to start with my overtime, or my hourly rate, which is 12, right? That's how much I make per hour. Then I need to multiply it times my overtime rate, which in this case is double pay. Double pay means 2, or double time means 2. And then I need to multiply it times the number of overtime hours, which is 12. And so if I just go ahead and multiply these numbers out, that should give me my overtime pay. And if I do that, I get $288. So $288 is our overtime pay. Now, if you need to figure out what your total pay is, all you need to do is figure out your straight time pay first and just add that to your overtime pay. But this is how you're going to calculate your overtime pay on its own. Is you're going to, again, take your hourly rate, how much do you make per hour, multiply it times the overtime rate, which is 1.5 for time and a half, or 2 for double time, and then multiply it times the number of overtime hours worked. And there you go. There you have it. That is how you calculate your overtime pay. Hopefully you guys learned this. Hopefully it made sense. If you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that notification or that bell for notifications. We do put out a new video Monday through Friday, either math or chess. So if you guys like those two concepts, don't forget to check back for a new video every day of the week. And thanks for stopping by. Until next time.